Hello, welcome back to the RostyMaths channel and welcome back to my Year 9 series on number. If you are new here, you have missed a lot. So click on the pop-up banner and go to that playlist where you're going to see everything I have done with the number section. I have also done a lot for Year 9 in algebra as well, so it'd be a good idea to check that out too. The RostyMaths channel has got a lot going on it. There is something for everyone on there. So go on, check to see what you can find and have a play around. If you're new here though, don't forget, subscribe below, hit the notification bell. For you, it's just a click, like nothing, just like click it, like just do it, okay? But for me, it means the world. So please make sure that you click there because my analytics are showing me lots of people are watching my videos, but they're not subscribed. Come on guys, let's go. I want to get to 1,000. Let's make this happen, all right? Now, in this video, we're going to be doing a new topic. It's called Laws of Indices. See if you can learn something new, especially if you've never seen this topic before. Check it out. Now, before we start talking about indices, let's establish some of the terminologies that I will be using. So, for example, indices will be a number, a big number with a power. This big number here is called the base. So when I use the word base, I will be talking about the number at the bottom. And then the top number here is called the power or the index. I might switch between either of those words depending on what I'm doing. Now the laws of indices are as follows. Here are the laws. So let's talk about them. If the base is the same and you're multiplying, just rewrite the base and add the powers. So take that power and add it to that power. And I'll tell you why that is right now. Let's do some work on the side here. If I've got a to the power 3 and I'm timesing it by a to the power 2, how many a's do I really have? A to the power 3 means a times a times a times a to the power 2 means a times a. And then when you look at it, you've got 5 a's there. And so that's why we add the powers, a to the power 5. So now that you know that this rule works, just accept it now that if the base is the same, just add the powers when you are multiplying. It's the same thing with dividing. If the base is the same, you subtract the powers. Rewrite the base and then subtract the powers. Let's see what that means now again. If I have got a to the power 4 and I'm timesing that by a to the power 2, sorry, dividing is what I should say. Let's change that to divide. Dividing by, so then what happens here? Well, what I've got here is 4 a's multiplying like that. And I divided by 2 sets of a's. And then what will happen? 2 of them will cancel out with 2 at the top, and what you're left with is just 2 a's at the top, which is just a squared. So in other words, subtract the power. Hope you get the idea. So that's why we take away the powers here. If you have a power inside and they're in the brackets there and you got a power, that bracket itself is raised to a power, just multiply the power. So keep the base and multiply the powers. Anything to the power 0, regardless of what it is going to be 1. And you might want to know, well, why that is? Well, let's prove it real quickly. If I have got a and then a, let's put the powers the same. Let's say I've got 2 here and a 2 there. Then we just learned that when you're dividing, you subtract the powers, isn't it? So this would become a to the power 0 because 2 take away 2 is 0. But why is the answer 1? Well, you've got the same thing divided by itself. And we've learned from since primary school that if you divide 2 of the same things, the answer is actually 1. Okay, so that's why anything to the power 0, the answer is 1. And then this last one basically says, if you see a number that doesn't have a power, the power that that number has is 1. Okay, so that's just something to bear in mind. All right, fantastic. Let's go now and do some questions. All right, let's rock and roll. So I've got a healthy list of questions over here to help us practice pretty much most of these new skills we've just learned. So let's start with this first one here. Now, we are multiplying, which means that we have to use this rule. So we are going to add the powers. But we got a little bit of a doozy here. This question, this number doesn't have a power. And when you don't see a power, we know that the power is 1. So I'm going to put that power in just on the top there so we know that there's a power there. All right, now we know that we have to rewrite the base. So put the 3 back and then add the powers. So that's going to give us then 2, add 1, that's 3, and add 7, that's going to be 10. And that is finished. Now, I have left my answer in index form. Sometimes you will be asked to leave the answer in index form. If you are asked to leave the answer in index form, it means leave the answer with the powers. Okay, so please make sure you do that. All right, cool. If, however, you're asked to evaluate, then that's different. When we get to questions like that in future videos, I will talk more about evaluating. All right, let's move on. So now the next one, this has got a mix of problems here. So now we've got some powers at the top, powers at the bottom. So at the top, we're going to have to add the powers. Down the bottom here, we're going to still have to add the powers. So let's go and do that. So the first thing we do is we rewrite the base x, and then we add the powers. 8 add 4, that's 12, divided by x again. 6 add 3, that's 9. Now that we've done that, we are now stuck here because these are dividing, and I hope you know that. I hope you know that when you see a fraction like this with a line there, it means is this divided by that. So this rule will apply. And in this case, we need to subtract the powers. So rewrite the base and subtract the powers. 12 take away 9. So this final answer is x to the power 3. And just like that, that one is finished. All right, last of all then for today, we've got a situation where let's sort out the top here first. We'll do what's inside the brackets first, okay? So y to what power? It's multiplying, see? So we need to add the powers. So 9 add 3, that gives us 12, y to the power 12, divided by y to the power 7, and that's locked in a massive bracket with a power outside. So let's finish this off then. This is now dividing, so we follow this rule. So 12, take away that 7, and that's going to give us 5. So I'm not going to work it out, I'm just going to say that that's y to the power 5. That's in brackets with a 3 outside. And it looks like this rule now. And when you have that rule, power inside, power outside, what do? We multiply the powers. So that then becomes y to the power 15 because 3 times 5, that gives us 15. And just like that, guys, that is the end of this first video on laws of indices. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching that video. I hope you have learned something new. If you have, please give this video a like. Please also make sure that you have subscribed below and you've hit that notification bell so you do not miss another upload. The RostyMaths channel appreciates your contribution. Anyway, until I see you on the next one. Peace.